guys, my name is Chloe, welcome to my channel, and today I'm bringing to you my October TBR. So in October I've got some very exciting plans, and I know I've gone on about it loads already, but I will actually be meeting Brittany at the Neverending Reader in America and staying with her and her family for a few days. So that is really exciting. I am filming this in my new book room in the conservatory and the rain is just starting. So hopefully it doesn't get too loud. If not, I will have to film this all over again. October, I don't have any intense reading plans because of America really. Like, I don't want to take loads of books with me because I'm taking quite a few that I have bought for Brittany, and I don't want to, I need space in my bag to bring the books I'm going to buy while I'm away back, because I am thinking of buying a few. So I am going to be taking part in Sbooktober, which has several different hosts, so I'm just going to link Vanessa's announcement video where she has all the information, because I won't lie, I didn't look at it before this video and it's too much to remember anyway, so you can go to her channel and her video to find out all the information. I do have printed the reading challenges. There are quite a few. I want to say there's more than 10. My brain isn't working properly right now. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 14 prompts. I believe you can double up. So I have just picked a couple with books that fit it. So these books are just sort of ones I want to read in that week, which by the way is the 25th to the 31st. But they don't necessarily have to fit a certain prompt. I can move them around depending on. So there's one that is devour a book in 24 hours. So if I read one of these books in 24 hours, I can also use it for that prompt. But I'm just gonna get on with them because I'm rambling really badly. The first one I have chosen is Ferris Wheel, which is to read a book from a unique perspective. I have gone for My Sister the Serial Killer by Braithwaite. I am not going to try and say the name because I'm going to butcher it and embarrass myself. I don't really know anything about this book, just the fact that it is written by the sister of a serial killer, which to me sounds like a very unique perspective. I can't give you any more information on this book because, quite frankly, I don't know it. I've heard a lot of good reviews and I know that it's quite a short book, so maybe I can devour that one in 24 hours. The next prompt I've picked is Scarecrow, and that's a book you've been scared to read. And I've twisted this one slightly because I'm not scared by the content, but I'm scared at the idea of reading it, and that is Pretty Little Liars by Sarah Shepherd. I have never read this. I am a major Pretty Little Liars fan. I've just started watching season 1 again for like the 5th time, I swear. So one day I always did want to read the books, but it's just quite daunting, like will it live up to expectations? So this is another one that I've got packed away on my Kindle, ready to take with me, and I've been daunted to read it for years. So if you have been living under a rock, Pretty Little Liars is about a group of 5 friends, Aria, Hannah, Spencer, Emily and what's her face, Alison, and Alison goes missing, and they start getting texts and messages and weird signals from somebody called A, and I love it. And I actually don't know how different the book is to the TV programme because obviously I've watched all 9 seasons or whatever there are of that, so it'll be interesting to see what the book is like. Next prompt I've picked is Corn Maze, and that's a book you think will have twists and turns. And I've chosen a book that I know I have on Scribd, and that is People Like Us by Dana Mellé, maybe. Again, this one, not a clue what it's about, but it's a thriller, so it must have twists and turns. And that is literally all I can give you on that book because I know nothing about it, just that it's a thriller, or like mystery, but the sort of thing with twists and turns. The next prompt I've gone for is Haunted House, which is to read a spooky book, and you'll never guess it, we've got another one that's on my Kindle, and that is There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. I haven't heard amazing reviews for this, but spooky, what could be more spooky than someone being inside your house? That is terrifying to me. It happened to me this morning. I was in the shower, home alone, and I was sure somebody was walking about my house. I thought I was going to die. It was horrendous. So that to me is a very spooky book. A lot of these are really short, so I'm hoping that my Kindle's fully charged on the plane back from America, and I can get a lot of these read because, again, on my Kindle. Right, the next two I actually own, so let me grab those. So the next one I've picked is Pumpkin Patch, and that is a book with orange on the cover. I have gone for Before Her Eyes by Jack Jordan. This says she can't see the killer, but the killer can see her. This is about a girl called Naomi who's been blind since birth. I'll just read it from the back rather than pretend I know what this is about. Struggling with living in a small claustrophobic town, Naomi contemplates ending her life. But then she stumbles across the body of a young woman who's been brutally murdered. She senses someone else there at the scene watching her. Naomi may not be able to see the killer's face, but she is still the only person who can identify him. It's quite a big book, but I'm thinking this is going to be one of the ones like that you get into it really, really quickly, and I can just power through it. This is also one I was thinking that if it's half decent, Brittany can keep it while I'm in America, because you know, you can't really keep a thriller after you've read it unless it's absolutely amazing, which there is one I have kept, but I'll save that till my September wrap up. But yeah, that's all I know about this. I got it in a cheap deal from the works. I think it was like a 3 for a £5 book. So I've been hanging on to it for a while. It's not to be confused with Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough, which is also up there, and I had to choose between the two. But I know that Brittany hasn't read this one, so if I love it, she can have it. And finally, because I've picked 6 books of the 14 prompts, this is Sunflower Field, a book with a flower on the cover, and I have gone for The Price Guide to the Occult by Leslie Walton. In terms of flowers, we've got like little, I'll just bring the cover closer to you. There's like ferns and this weird thing. I'm counting it as flowers, quite frankly. It's quite a little book. So this was kindly sent to me by Lauren from She's Such a Lauren, and I've been awful and not read it yet. So I thought it's the perfect time to read it, being spooky. So this is about Nor, who wants to live an unremarkable teenage life, but as a descendant of the witch Rona Blackburn, who famously cursed her family over a century ago, Nor is no stranger to suffering. So this does sound really, really good. If I love it, I'm afraid Brittany can't have it because I will be keeping it. I do have another Leslie Walton book on my shelf, which again, I have not read. But after seeing Lauren the other week, which I will link the vlog to because that's very cool, I reminded myself that she bought me this and I still haven't picked it up. So time to get to it. So those are all the books for Spooktober. The only other set reading plan I have at the moment, which isn't even that set, I need to chat to Catherine, who is also in Lauren's vlog, is to read Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagan. However you say her name. I've been really bad with names in this video. We have both said we will read that this month. So I'll have a chat with her and try and work out when we are doing it. But that is about a society where paper is the lowest. It reminds me of the Hunger Games, like the districts. So like paper is the lowest district. And they have to go and be like servants to the king, the women. It sounded cool when everyone was talking about it. I still haven't read it, so I'm going to be reading that with Catherine this month. But yeah, that is the only set like buddy read. Things are falling. My pop figure just fell off my shelf. Jughead just decided to go for a sit there. I don't know why that happened. But yeah, that is only the set of buddy read I have. So we have 1 readathon, 1 buddy read. So I think it is time to bring out Terrence the TBR Tortoise, who has been neglected for a little while. I did not read the books that I picked out for September, or did I read one of them? I don't think I read any of them. September was a bad month for reading. I've been not in the mood, I've moved house, I've been settling into my new job. I've been busy, okay? So yeah, haven't really got much reading done. But this month is going to be a completely fresh start with books. So, oh, 1 hit the floor. So I'm going to go with that one. Oh. And that is, oh, Truly, Wildly, Deeply by Jenny McLaughlin, maybe? Yep, there it is. It's just sat there. Got it. Truly, Wildly, Deeply. Sometimes love makes you do wild things. So this says, Annie is starting college and she can't wait for the adventure to begin. No more being told what to do, no more rules, no more labels. As a teenager with cerebral palsy, independence matters more than anything to Annie. The last thing she's looking for is romance. Fab is starting college too. He's wild and energetic and believes that the greatest adventure in life is falling in love. He left his home in Poland and he feels adrift in the world. The one thing he's looking for is romance. What will happen when Fab and Annie meet? Will either of them find what they're truly looking for? This book actually looks really cute. I have had it like for quite a while now. I bought it just before the summer, maybe, for 50p. I remember it was 50p. So I do actually need to read this, and I'm quite glad I picked it out. That is a quick little contemporary that I think I will smash. Okay, so the next choice, we will go for one sort of on the top, and that is, oh dear, I don't really want to read this. Bridge of Clay by Marcus Zusak. I have heard nothing good about this book. I have just heard about how much of a letdown it is following The Book Thief. I do have a special collector's edition, so that's fun. Don't actually know what it's about. I just bought it because it was Marcus Zusak. If you don't know, like me, I'll read it to you. Well, I'll read a little bit. So it says, in the beginning, there was one murder, one mule, and one boy. But this isn't the beginning, it's before it. 5 Dunbar brothers are living, fighting, loving, grieving, in the perfect curse of a house without grown-ups. Today, the father who left them has just walked right back in. He has a surprising request. Who would build a bridge with him? It is Clay, a boy tormented by a long-buried secret who accepts. But why is Clay so broken, and why must he fulfill this extraordinary challenge? I won't lie, I really did only buy it because it was Marcus Zusak. And I've been worried about reading it for ages, so looks like we're giving this a go. And finally, I am only going to do 3 books because I had such a disaster trying to read them this month. We will go right to the bottom corner. That one. And this one is... oh, thank God. I don't even think it's on my main shelf. Why is it so long? No, it's not. It's Entangled by Kat Clark. I have had this for so long. I don't even remember when I got it. The pages are yellow. I don't remember what it's about. I'll just have to read a bit. 17-year-old Grace wakes up in a white room with a table, pens and paper, and no clue how she got there. As Grace pours her tangled life onto the page, she's forced to remember everything she's tried to forget. There's falling hopelessly in love with the gorgeous Nat and the unravelling of her relationship with her best friend Sal, but there's something missing. Grace must face the most important question of all. Why is she here? Bought this when about the time I read Fallen by Lauren Kate. That must have been like 2014, I swear. I've had this at least 5 years. I might even say I could have had it 7 years, to be honest. When did it come out? I have had this so long and just haven't wanted to read it. Yeah, it came out in 2011. I really do think I got it in 2012 and I'm thinking about it. But do need to get it read. So those are my selections for this month. That is quite a normal selection, I would say. A bit of a mix of everything, and I can't wait to get these off of my TBR. So I guess that is that. A very short but sweet video, I hope. Thank you for watching this. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.